Hi, Scott. My name is Beth. It's nice to see you, although I don't see you. So I've been working with your pipes, and like I told you earlier, when I looked at them, they looked pretty decent. They looked, okay for a starter set. Definitely not a set that you would want to ever play in a band with. Definitely not a set that you'd want to play solo with. Really, the way that I can liken it is that this set is really like what you might buy at like Five Below for a kid. They're adult size, but just to like kind of like learn and play around on. They really aren't built for playing in a band or playing as a soloist or as a competition piper. They really are. They're not made well. As far as the wood that they're using, I think it's actually plastic. So they're not going to retain a really nice sound. So pipes are made from wood, and there are pipes that are not made of wood, but this particular set has a lot of issues. So I think you said your sister had got them for you online. I don't know if she had gotten them for you new or if they were used, but there's some definite issues. I fixed up the hemp and cleaned that up, but there were two areas or a few areas, but two areas that absolutely need attention. One is on your bass drone. Um, there are these silver pieces. One of them had the glue had come off. I don't want to glue your pipes, so you're going to need to take super glue and glue that back on. And then the same happened to your chanter, the chanter that comes with your pipes, which has like a little bell on the bottom. It's really more decorative than anything else, but I don't want to put glue on your pipes, so you should do that. And so the concern I had, none of your reeds worked. None of them. The cane reeds didn't work. A lot of pipers don't use cane reeds anymore. I know you got these a few years ago, but the new reeds have been out. I saw there was a set of the newer kind of reeds, but again, they weren't, um, they weren't the real kind of reeds that pipe bands or pipers, professional pipers use. So none of them worked. So I took the reeds out of my pipes and I put them in your pipes to see if they would work. And my concern right away is that the drones could not handle my reeds, the strength of my reeds. Now, reeds are very, very specific to your piping setup, so I can't change my reeds to work with your pipes. You're going to have to follow that link that I sent you and buy your own set that then can be set to your pipes. Okay, so that's issue number one. Issue number two is the chanter reed that came with your pipes was shaved down so badly and cut and wedged out that it no longer retains a good sound. So I took my reed and I put it in your chanter, but your chanter is not great. So most people do not use the chanters that come with their pipes because if you're in a band, you usually have matching chanters, or you have a stylistic preference for a chanter. I actually don't even know where the chanter is that came with my pipes. But my chanter doesn't fit into your pipes. So that's concerning because that means that these aren't standard sizes. So that's a little bit frustrating. However, there is good news. There's some good news. I put in the stoppers to make what we call a goose, and so that this is a goose, and it's just the bag, the blowpipe, and the chanter, and we see if the bag holds air. And your bag does hold air, so that's great. One thing that does absolutely need to be fixed, and you're going to have to order this little flap here is a little bit rotted, so so the air is blowing back into your mouth when you blow in. I don't know if you can hear that. There's like that noise that's coming out. You don't want air coming back into your mouth. So I will give you a link for you to get something to replace that. And like I said, the chanter that came with your pipes is not good quality. The holes are not they're not bored right. So you wouldn't ever be able to use that chanter with a band, and I definitely would not use it as a soloist. So you're definitely going to want to invest money into these pipes, and quite frankly, I don't recommend it. I recommend that you save up and buy a better stand of pipes. Good pipes, like, I mean, you can get them cheaper, but if they're used and you know somebody and blah, blah, blah. But a good set of pipes is about $1,000. So I'm pretty sure that these were probably about $99 or 150. I would not pay that for them. And that's, and not to insult you or anything, or your sister, because a lot of people don't know what they're buying when they're buying pipes. But these, if they were owned by another person, they didn't take care of them. And but they were never great from the factory, right? These are mass produced, and they are really meant, I think, more for costume than they are for actual serious playing. Having said all that, you're a brand new piper. You really need to spend a year on a chanter. And I looked at the chanter and I put the reeds in. The reeds that came with your practice chanter are horrible. You're going to need to replace them. I spent a year on this before I ever even got to a goose, which is what I have your pipes set up to right now. And then once I got to the goose, then that was another year till I was on full pipes. So you really have to learn the notes. You have to learn the scale. You have to learn the embellishments. You need to learn all of those things first, which is great because it gives you a year to save up to buy pipes that are good quality. I wouldn't play these anywhere in public. Like, I would not play them with my reeds, because they really don't have a good sound. They're not, it's the difference between that Five Below guitar and a Martin guitar, right? So they're very, very different. I put them together for you because that is what you asked me to. So your reeds are in, everything is together, and they look right. So if you're using it for a costume, it will look correct. But if you're wanting to play them, that's going to be a bigger issue. And if you're wanting to sell them, if your goal was to sell these, you're not going to get a lot for them. A piper will know, looking at these, that they are not standard issue, even bottom rung band pipes or solo pipes. So I'm sorry to give you bad news. It's good news and bad news. I mean, there's, if you're using it for a costume, or if you're using it just to like get the feel of what bagpipes feel like, it's great. They are a lot lighter than standard bagpipes, which is, sort of the first sign that things aren't going to go well, because that means that the stocks aren't quality made. So you're definitely going to want to, save your money and invest in pipes that are worth playing. But you have time, because you need to learn on a practice chanter first. And just to show you, because you're going to get your practice chanter back, if you look at the holes on mine and compare these holes to the holes on yours, like even your practice chanter needs to be replaced, because the holes are too small. They're not spaced correctly. The reed is terrible. So instead of spending all the money on the reeds and replacing all that stuff, you're better off buying a whole new chanter, and I'll give you a link for that as well. All the links will be below this video for everything that you need to get if you want to restore these pipes. And I'll also give you a link to affordable pipes that are going to be better if you want to do this hobby. This hobby is expensive, but once you have a good quality set of pipes, you don't have to replace it. I've had my pipes for 30 years. I'm getting another stand soon, but that's because I want to be fancy. But you don't need to spend $1 million, but you're going to spend $1 million if you have to constantly replace reeds. If you have to constantly replace your ferrules, and you're going to have to, the bag isn't the greatest of bags. I mean, it holds air, which is good, but it's not, it's not going to give you enough reserve to push through notes. So that's my assessment. And when you have your reeds and you have all your things, hand them back to Josh, and I'll take care of them. But do your gluing. You need to glue some things down, because I won't glue anybody's pipes. I don't glue my own. So, and also, if somebody shaved that reed for you, don't shave reeds. You don't need to. They have easier reeds out there. Don't shave your reeds, because it destroys the quality of the reeds. All right, so I am wishing you all the best of light and love, Scott. I look forward to meeting you one day. Be well. Bye-bye.